And now it's probably a few days after you launching your ads and there is nothing, zero, no sales, no momentum, and you're wondering what the heck went wrong.
No, God! No, God, please, no, no!
I know the thoughts, I know what it's like to go through that. And I want to share with you on this video the exact method that we're using with all of our brands to test our ads, test our products with predictability so that you're not guessing, you're not hoping that a product works. You can actually tell before you even get the first sale whether those ads are worth it or not. One of the main reasons why people can get sales once they launch their Shopify store is because they're looking at the wrong data. See, a lot of people launch a store, they see a whole bunch of numbers on the ads manager, but they don't really know what that means. And what ends up happening is that days pass by, they overspend on a product when they could have gone ahead and tested something else. The thing is that there's actually indicators that would let you know whether a product has a chance even before you get the first sale, even before you spend $100. We call these key performance indicators, or for short, KPIs. And essentially these are metrics that we could set up on our ads manager that would tell us specific information about a campaign's or ad set or ad performance that can lead us into knowing whether it's worth it to keep spending money on it or not. So let me hop on my computer to show you how I set those up. As you can see, when you log in, you're gonna see your campaigns. The columns over here is gonna be in performance, and this is where you choose what data is being shown to you. The KPIs that we were talking about, the way you want to set them up, you want to click on customize column, and then here is where you want to go ahead and make the changes of deleting stuff that you don't want to see and including the stuff that you want to see. So let me show you mine, and I'll walk you through how I have them divided and the thought behind it. On mine, I have all of these specific metrics, and I have them laid out in a way where it's telling me what's most important to the second most important thing to the third most important thing. The first one's gonna be from like budget all the way out to cost per purchase. So in here, I call this my tier 1 KPIs. So basically in here, I'm looking at how much money I spend, whether I got a sale or not, the value of that sale, the ROAS, cost per purchase. So these are my main KPIs, right? If you're running an e-commerce store, you wanna know if you're getting sales, and if so, are you making money? Are you making a return on your ad spend, and what that looks like? And if you're setting this up live, just pause the video and copy these columns so that you can set them up the way I have it. The next one is gonna be tier 2, which is gonna run from add to cart all the way to checkout initiated. We're looking at, did they buy, yes or no? If they didn't buy, are they adding to cart, yes or no? And then the last one is going to be traffic aspect of it, which is gonna be from unique link clicks all the way out to, let's say, like impression. And here's where you're looking at your traffic source, right? Are you paying too much for these people to go over to your site? That's kind of what you're looking at. So that's the setup. Now let's interpret it a bit. Now I want you to understand the importance of what we just did. Essentially, this is kind of like a cheat code. This is a blueprint or a matrix, whatever you want to call it, that would allow you to test things without getting emotional. And honestly, that's gonna be one of the biggest things that can hold you back as you start your dropshipping journey, because we all get attached to product whether we want to agree with it or not. And as you grow older and experience, you'll realize that at the beginnings there were products that you should have killed a long time ago and you didn't because you believed in the product and whatnot. So this blueprint is going to cut all that biases out of us and just make it a numbers game. And essentially this is what this is all about, right? The more products you test, the faster you could find that winner, but also the more efficient you test, the less money you burn through this whole journey. So basically, here are the specific metrics you want to be looking at when looking at your performance on your campaign. So you want to make sure that you spend at least 2 times your CPA. Your CPA is based on your break-even point. So if you're selling a product for $50 and it costs you $10 to acquire, your break-even would be $40. If you spend $40 to make that $50 sale, you would make $0. All right, so keep that in mind as you're looking at it. But the first thing is you're looking at whether you're getting sales or not. So obviously on this one that I'm showing you here on my screen, there's no sales. So let's move on to the next KPIs. And this is how you want to run it, right? You want to pass it through the tier 1 KPIs and see if it matches up. Here, so far, none of these centers have sales. So all right, let's see if there's any other indicators that this, audiences might actually work. The next thing we're gonna do, we're gonna hop on to our tier 2 KPIs. So basically in here, if I go and I put them up like this, as you can see from some old tests that I was running in this specific campaign, we have some add to carts. literally each one of them had an add to cart. Now, the metrics you want to be looking at here is $6 to like $12, $15 max cost per add to cart. So in here, all of these basically, match that description. They didn't get sales, but they're getting add to cart at a good rate. So let's move on to the next one. We did have some initiate checkout on 3 of them, not the other one. So that would be a clear cut here. The ones that didn't get us any initiate checkout, we'll just turn them off and keep the other one running. Then let's look at our traffic and see how expensive it is to target this audience. So here for the cost per unique link click, you want to be between like 50 cents and like maybe $3 max. So if you're getting cost per click at like $9, you need to kill that thing. So that's what you want to be looking at, cost per click. Unique CTR, you want to be looking at a 2% is like really good CTR, and anything above that is like really, really good. Now, if you're on the 0.4, 0.7 CTR, you're low. So that's going to be an indicator that the creative and the audiences are not really talking to each other. They're not converting at the best rate. The last one is CPM, and you want your CPM to be below $20. All right, so remember, I'm giving you these metrics so that when you're looking at your campaigns, it's not about emotions. All you're doing is literally running it through the KPIs and seeing if it matches the description of what it should be doing or not. If it's matching these boxes on KPI number 1, tier 1, then you keep it going. If it doesn't, then you check here, tier number 2. If it matches on tier number 2, then you could allow it to run. If it doesn't match on tier number 2, then go to tier number 3. And if it doesn't match on tier number 3, kill it. Now let's look at our campaign that actually has sales so that we can see how the same process comes in place as you're scaling and as you're testing different things. So quick disclaimer, this brand is scaling, so they don't mind going under on the top of the funnel ROAS because they know that they're gonna make that on the back end. So same process, we have our KPIs, tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3. And as you can see in here, I just wanna show you how easy it is to optimize a campaign now that we know what we're looking for. Let's say in something like this. So this one has $171 spend, 6 purchases, cost per purchase is 28, purchase value is 275, and ROAS is a 1.6. So all of this pans out, right? We're good here. We're getting sales, we have a positive ROAS for this account. For your, it might be a 2 or a 3, so you have to keep that in mind. It's not the same for everybody. Anyways, cost per add to cart right there is right in that range that we were talking about, right? Between $6 to $12. So boom, pens out there. Our traffic in here, we have our unique CTR at 1.2, not bad. Then we have our cost per click at $1.44, also not bad, right? We needed to be at 50 cents to like $3 or so. And then CPM at 15, which is less than 20, what we wanted. So off the bat, this meets all of the criteria, so we're gonna let it run. Now let's look at one that didn't meet the criteria. So this is stupid expensive. Let's just look at something like this. Spend $52 and got a sale. So you're like, okay, well, it matches, it clears tier 1 of our equation here. So ROAS is really bad, so that's a red flag. One add to cart at $52. Off the bat, this is like way off our range here, right? So it cleared state 1, but it doesn't clear tier 2. So we're gonna keep going here just to see how bad this thing gets. 1.4 CTR, not bad. Cost per unique link list, creeping up, but not bad. CPM at 22. So here it doesn't meet our criteria. Again, it should be below 20. So as you can see, with something like this, we could easily spot what's working and what's not. Even though both of these have sales, we can see that one is not gonna work out long-term and the other one is. So now that we know how to check for key performance indicators or things that are going to lead us into finding a winner, we have to make the choice of, do we kill this thing now or we keep trying? And if the answer is yes, because we met some of the check boxes that we were looking at earlier on, then you need to go ahead and continue to test. And the way that I recommend you doing this is you want to test at least, another 3 to 5 interests that are similar to the ones that were getting you good metrics before. You want to do that with the interest, and then you also want to test at least 1 or 2 more ads, and you're going to do the same things. If you were testing 2 ads at first, you want to look at which ad was converting the best, and you want to either create a variation of that or run that same ad with different copy so that you have a higher chance of success. And you're going to run this cycle for another 24, 48 hours, and then run it through the ringer again. So let's say you test the product and you ran it through the ringer as we talked about, and the product is not going to work. What you need to do at that point is you gotta shut the whole thing up and find a new product. Your goal at that point is gonna be finding that product, adding it to your store, getting the ad creatives, and then launching the ads for that product. And honestly, that's going to be the case for the first few products you test. I think I've heard something where dropshippers, don't find a winner until the 10th product that they test. It sounds like a lot, but hey, that's really what's going on out there right now with so much competition. Your ability to succeed as a dropshipper is gonna be dependent on how fast you can find products and test products. And I actually created a video showing you how to find these products and how to add them to your store. So click here to find out how to do it.